Hi, all. This is Mr. Labonte. I'm going to talk about the last few slides that we talked about in class, or didn't talk about in class, depending on our time. So the first is a look at all of the amino acids that exist and that we can have in our body. So that's this list across the top. And then you'll see there's this description of essentials. So I'll put a little star down there. Essential amino acids. So I'm going to do amino acid as AA. Are amino acids that our body cannot make. So therefore we absolutely have to eat these amino acids. So that's what this line right here is, everything on to the left. Non-essential amino acids, we can make them. So we can make non-essential amino acids. But you'll see that there's a lot of different foods here, and all of them contain both essential and non-essential amino acids. And you can get all really of your essential amino acids by eating a bunch of different things, including just vegetables, and you can see that in the next slide too. So these are all nuts and vegetables with essential amino acids in them. You'll notice that some of these are very low, like methionine and tryptophan, but our body doesn't need a lot of those as well. So as long as we're getting a varied diet, you should be fine with your proteins. Now, what happens with proteins? So first of all, right, you have whatever this is. Let's just say it's a bean burrito. You put it in your body, or just a bunch of beans. You chew it up, so you have some mechanical digestion here, but you don't have chemical digestion. It's going to come down, it's going to go into the stomach. Now, we talked about this beautiful alpha helix shape. Remember, there are acid and base amino acids that are on the chain, the polypeptide chain or the protein. When you expose this to an acid, and the stomach pH is about 3, right? Low. What is an acid? Then you denature it. So for instance, in that case, maybe we'd take that alpha helix and change it like that. Why is it that that matters? Because if you denature it, then you give this space more availability for the enzymes to cut it. So these are our little enzyme scissors that we had when we were looking at lipids, okay? For proteins, those are proteases, right? Ace, remember, means to cut, right? So this is going to be hydrolysis of a protein, and that's going to be cutting them up. So you have pepsin, which will do that in the stomach, and then hydrochloric acid, which will denature the protein. So a denatured protein changes shape, which means it will not do its job, can't do its job anymore, and it opens it to degradation. Let's just say cutting. Opens it to cutting, all right? Additionally, you have a number of enzymes in the pancreas, tryptophan, chemiotryptophan, elastase, and sodium bicarbonate, which actually makes it more basic. So this changes the pH, delta means change, changes the pH again, and also changes the shape again, which is going to allow the protein to be cut more cutting. So again, what are we doing? We're taking a protein and we're going to turn it into individual amino acids. So we're making it smaller via hydrolysis. Now, the only other thing I think is really interesting in this is when, generally when these proteases, so these are the enzymes that cut proteins, first come in and are released, they're inactive. So they're not active, and they're only activated when they join with another protein. Why might this be? Take a moment, pause, think about it. And the reason is you are proteins, right? So you are made up in large part of proteins. And you don't want these proteins dissolving you. So they're only going to work when they're in this very, very special environment. There are many examples of this in our body. So all of these proteins are being cut down. We're going to go to the next slide now. First, denatured. So that happens in the stomach. Then enzymes start to break them down, turning them into shorter strings of amino acids. Then these other enzymes break them down even more, turning them into smaller enzymes. And then actually when they're in the small intestine, so this is small, they're changed to individual amino acids. They're brought into the bloodstream as individual amino acids. And then the cells, each individual cell, puts them back together into the shape of the proteins that those cells need, into proteins the cells need. So that happens in every cell of your body based on what their individual needs are. So that's the process of digestion and then reassembly of proteins. I hope this helps.